Welcome back VA user. In today's video we are going to discuss about LIFO, that is last in first out method. Now again I just want to tell you need to create a new product category. There you need to link your costing method as LIFO and costing level as organization. That is what my thought is while generating this entire example. And again I just want to remind that I'm considering that my all transaction is into the base currency and into the base unit of measurement. If you are doing certain transaction in a different currency or in a different or a converted unit of measurement, then you need to consider those conversion while calculating the cost manually to verify whether the system is calculating the cost properly or not. Let's move on to the transaction and move on to the example, and thereafter we'll try to understand how LIFO works into the VA system. So you can see there is at the level of the costing engine, we are assuming that there is 10 quantities already exist. As I have mentioned previously as well, for LIFO and FIFO, there are going to be certain queues. So that is the queue number one that was there since we entered the opening balances, and as a result of opening balances, you can assume that this came. Now thereafter we started up with the transaction on 1st of April. I have entered the first transaction and I raised a PO to my vendor to deliver 100 laptops, HP laptops, whose cost is 27,000. Okay. And thereafter the vendor delivers this on 4th of April and I have received all this material. Soon my material receipt gets completed. The system will generate, soon my material receipt is completed, the system will generate my cost queue, that is 27,100 in queue number 2. Okay, and at the level of the AP invoice, if there is any difference, so I have entered a certain difference, so I'm not entering now this difference, 27,000. If there is any difference here, the system will update the difference if the stock is available. So that is how there are two queues generated by the system. Now once we'll move on to the sales order. Now I'm just entered my margin, and based on that, the cost or the selling price of the laptop is going to be 35,000, and 50 quantities I need to sell. So at that moment of time, when you will do the delivery order processing or you will complete the delivery order, the system calculates the cost accordingly. So presently, the system will move on to the system. It will check the status, so it will check the previous status was this before selling this material, because I'm selling this material or delivering this material on 5th. So system will come and it will see which one is the last queue. Since my method says last in first out, it means this was came later, but it will sell first. Okay, so if I'm selling this and 50 quantities I'm selling, then the system will consider the cost as 27,000, since the cost is 27,000 for 100 quantities, and thereafter your COGS would be debited and your inventory account gets credited, and later on the AR invoice gets generated. Now assume that again a new purchase order I'm generating to the vendor for next 100 quantities. The per unit cost is 26,000. Once I will receive my material on 6th of April, you would be able to see during the completion of this particular product, completion of this GRN, the system will generate a new queue, that is the queue number 3, which says 26,100 item. Now next time again, if I want to sell, if there is any difference into the AP invoice, then that would be updated accordingly by the system at the level of the costing engine. Now let's assume that the next delivery is of 120 quantities. In that case, the system will reduce 100 quantities from here and next 20 quantities from this place. And in that case, the way I have told you the formula, accordingly system calculates the cost for the delivery order, and based on that particular cost, your cost of goods sold would be updated. That is how the last in and first out costing method used to work into the VA system. I would request you do these transactions, and thereafter you would be able to find it out how the system is working. That's all in this particular video. I would request, if you have any kind of doubts, then do let us know. You will enter the comments. You can send us the email by, we have already provided our email address at our channel. You would be able to, and send us the mail. We'll try to give you the answers onto the comments. In case if your questions comes onto the email, we'll try to revert all those emails. And if you think that this information is good enough to understand the calculation of the costing, then I would request to share this video to your colleagues as well and subscribe our channel. Till then, thanks a lot. Bye bye.